All right, we are back, fellas. We had a little bit of delay this week, but it's all right. We'll always fit these in, or I'll try to fit them in last minute. But we're looking at week 7, and Ryan is ready to go. Dude, I love that Phillies fucking headband. All right. First off, we got the Martin Bros facing off, and I have to say, my brother might have finally gotten lucky this week, where most weeks he's not. I don't know what you do when your number one pick gets one carry and doesn't mention anything to anybody that he's sick. I mean, what do you do in this situation, Ryan? Yeah, that just fucking hurt the soul. I mean, even if he was out, I was probably screwed. But it was just like, it's just stupid, especially when Cordell, I mean, fucking 35-year-old, 40-year-old Cordell, however old that motherfucker is, getting like 10 carries. It's like, jeez. And my brother actually had a kind of a lower week, I would say, just because Josh Jacobs has been hit or miss, and Cooper, I'm glad I don't have him. He has not been great. Besides that, the rest of the team is kind of just there. So is mine, especially with Herbert. Finally having a Kirk Cousins week, coming back to reality. But then I played Nick's ever, ever landmine he gave me. This fucking landmine. I honestly forget he played for the Huskers because I don't really watch them that much anymore. I mean, why? We lose all the time. And Mr. Worthless not being worthless no more. But I did lose Thielen that week. My top guys are great. My bench is terrible. And my brother and I did trade. I don't know if you saw that. I sent Bateman. I don't know. I was just because I figured he was gonna drop him. Anyway, yeah, I know, right? I was getting too many there. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Uh, but I still think my brother's got a solid team, especially whenever Josh Jacobs. I don't even know. Honestly, their problem is McDaniels. The guy sucks as head coach. He ruined the Broncos, and what do you think he's doing at fucking the Raiders? Am I glad he went there? Yes, they're under division. But unfortunately, we got number 3 leading our team. And honestly, our coach is kind of just being a douchebag. Like, we have got the biggest, like during his career, I thought, I don't know. I just feel like he's just as annoying at this point. Especially the shit with Hackett. I'm like, dude, do we need this? Why do you gotta throw a guy under the bus? It's just annoying, dude. And then now everybody is just going off on the Broncos. It's like, whatever. Like, I don't know what you want us to do. Everybody else thought Russ would be average. We got fucking. I don't know what they did, but they like transferred powers. It's like, oh, Russ is gonna be Geno now and fucking have his career. It's just disappointment after disappointment. Then you got Judy being a bitch, and then you got fucking Steve Smith shit. Whatever. It's Broncos life. We want Peyton back. And then Christopher going off this week with still probably one of the most mediocre teams I've seen in a long time. But you got Travis Kelce absolutely carrying this guy's entire fantasy life. I'm talking dynasty and I'm talking years of fantasy. Mike Evans also finally showing up. You got Adams not doing that great. AJ Dillon, I don't think you want on your team anymore. That's just me. Um, but he did have actually an okay week. I think he had a couple people on bye. Or he's been hurt, but he's been terrible. Oh yeah, Damian Pierce. That guy kind of sucks. I see what you're doing there, Chris. I don't mind it. Shit, Stroud looks great, but it's like they don't want to give him the majority of the work. I don't know. What do you think of Pierce, Ryan? But I mean, I just feel like they're just like using Singletary for no reason almost. Or maybe he isn't that good. True. And Murray actually, I think, gets a majority of the snaps, yeah, but doesn't do that much. And Cam kind of finally had a bad week. I mean, his only good player really Gus. That's not great because he had a fluke of a catch for 80 yards that I found out that he didn't score on. Jesus, yeah. And then Swift, I still think solid, had a bad week. Ayuk, I'm high on. Like Cameron, you have got some receivers, my man. Ayuk, Cup, don't care for Atwell. Hunter Henry sucks ass. I'd get rid of him. I'm surprised you're not playing Hunt. I would be by now. Odell, nah. But Higgins and Chase. Cam's got a team, I think, this year for sure. And Zabel, I mean, you got Hurts and Kelsey and Evans. It's so easy, Zabel. It's so easy, man, because your team is just a copy paste. And then these players start like degrading and they're getting shittier and shittier. Obviously, Kelsey's not. I mean, he's your one good pick. I'll give you that. Um, dude, I'm seriously next year, if it's allowed, if someone's not big on him, I'm just gonna fucking put him there at one at the first round, and we'll just leave it there. But anyway, we got Nicholas. I told you guys. I told you this motherfucker's a fraud. Look at him, 4-3, losing to Peter. Peter's got a great team, but he's 2-5. Oh yeah, that was awesome. I mean, that whole team, they couldn't fail. Like 6 incompletions. Holy shit, that's awesome. Just like AJ Dillon, Aaron Jones is killing your team. I know you know this, Peter. Sucks. James Cook surprisingly good. Um, I don't know. They just got so many people there. That's the only surprise, I guess. But he's clear the one. Jordan Love. Do you think he's a franchise QB, Ryan? It's just been a long time. And then you got, oh yeah, Eckler had a bad week, but I think it's whatever personally. Um, I agree, Nick. I agree. Bijan, come on, man. You can just randomly not have him for a week for no fucking reason because your coach is a douchebag. Fucking fire Arthur Smith, please. Saquon finally back, looking solid again. AJ Brown, the most 125, 20-yard games ever, right? Yeah, beast or tied, I should say tied. Gabe Davis, Mr. Mike Williams, baby. Look at those numbers, Nick. I know you're loving it, the 1, 4, and 5, but then you'll get that 23. It's true. Is this on his bench? Oh, he played him that week. He played him this week where he got 1. So then you benched him like you should. And then what'd he do? Isn't he fun to have, Nick? Oh man, this guy's definitely an elite receiver, top 5, or close to it, and definitely need to consider him more. Lockett, surprised by it, Peter, but thankfully you had a monster week and just demolished the fraud that he is. This is the guy you want, guys. Najee sucks. Remember that. He sucks. And then you don't play Kirk, your fucking whole goddamn team identity. Come on, Nick. Come on. How do you gonna play Jordan Love? It's true. And he goes off. It's hilarious. I love it. Welcome to my life, Austin. Playing Russ, 'cause he sucks. But he also didn't have Fields this week. Get it? But didn't matter 'cause the guy who says he faced the real fraud kind of had a fraudulent week. But I do have to say your receivers are not great, but your running backs are good, except for Jeff Wilson. Actually, no, 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 no. Let me rephrase that. Receivers are okay. Don't you have another? Yeah, okay, Joe Mixon. That's rough. Played Jeff Wilson, only 1 catch, 4 yards. Wow. But I mean, Miami did get destroyed in that game, so they weren't going to run it a lot. Doesn't matter when you have Alvin, almost 10 catches a game. Kamara, holy shit, 35 catches in 4 games. Absolute phenomenal pick, and stop doubting Kamara. That's all I gotta say. Even myself, I did it too. Ken Walker, killing it. Jack Smith is it, but finally shows up when I think DK was out this game, maybe. Addison, obviously no Jefferson. Austin, I think is a in this top three team in this fantasy league. But Goddard's been awesome, finally showing up. This guy, I think he was a first round pick, but I think he's gonna be a bust. I think you got a Traylon Burks right here. I guess Traylon's probably not that bad. Who could I say? Was Chase Claypool up there? I think he was his first or second. Definitely Claypool. And then this guy, talk about another bust. 0 for 6? And what I'm learning, it sounds like he really likes popcorn, according to Ryan. But then he's got CD and Garrett Wilson. I mean, just imagine if Aaron Rodgers was still there. Holy shit, Austin, you'd have the #1 team. Um, except your quarterback. And Fields showed up. If you had Fields, both of those, but I don't know about Fields anymore. I don't know. Especially I know DJ Moore, kind of a fraud, kind of, in my opinion. I don't know. I just had him so many years, so many disappointments. But this guy's not. And stop doubting McCaffrey, you doubters out there. There's no reason for him not to be 101, except for the guy he throws it to. We'll get to that. Oh, Christian Watson. I don't know. I don't get the hype on this guy at all. That's why I traded him in Dynasty. But your team's okay. Just okay, sucker. All right. Yep. Ryan Dalton having one of his worst weeks possible. You are playing the, I guess, one of them fraud running backs I didn't realize was going to be one. Madison. It sounds like Mr. Akers had the more carries there. Jared Goff. Shit. I didn't see this number. What were you saying? Then he gets a 50-point bomb from Mark. Finally, the QB showing up. Jerome Ford, I think, went out early in this game. Still got you 19. He did have a 70. I thought he had a 75-yard run. Huh, whatever it was. Brian Robinson, he's really hit or miss. I don't know what you do there. Don't mind him. More of an RB3. Zach Moss, finally playing Ryan Dalton, bites you in the ass. Don't you love that shit? Calvin Ridley, could have been wrong about him. I don't know. What do you think? Right. I mean, I had to play Kirk. Sucked. Guess he had a last second touchdown. I didn't watch it. Jonas Smith, to be honest, continue to play him. That's probably his floor. But you just had everybody have a shitty week. I mean, even Keenan, I had him this week too. And I'm like, what the hell? Because I think Mike's out. And I thought somebody else was kind of hurt, but whatever. Hmm. I can't believe you continue to play this guy, Mark. You got lucky. He had his, probably doubled his points almost. Um, I don't want Najee in any shape or form. Rasheed Rice had a decent game though. Kind of had some random games there. But damn, Mark, you are playing some. Oh man, woo! I don't know what's worse, him or Russ at this point, honestly. Fuck. Oh, that's right. So Dalton, I get it. Missing Pollard, missing Henry. I thought Pollard was having a bad year, but he's actually been solid. Just 2 games of 9, everything around 20. Waiting for that big game though. I bet it's got to be coming. Probably not Philly, but Rams maybe, Giants. Um. Huh. Oh, you lost Nico too. Shit. Is he hurt? Oh. Yeah. Solid team, Ryan. Still like your team. Not as big on Ridley anymore. Cause I mean, you know why. Fuck. Like, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? And then it's like this. He just only had 2 real good games. Like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Like a 10-15, like easily. But kind of the theme of the week right here. A lot of points to no points, except for my brother and Ryan's. Um, but it's just kind of been bigger blowouts, and it was looking real rough. I think Monday night brought a lot of these scores a lot higher. Oh yeah, 105. Jesus, you're looking real rough then. Then we got the Bears in an actual fantasy football matchup of the week. 8-point difference going against Hines, who might have the best team, fellas. And I'm not saying this because he's got top players. He's just got a lot of that. Nick talked about it all the time. A lot of floor players, a lot of consistent players. Not talking about Baker. Don't even mention that name. uh, but then Ryan, of course, playing Sam Howell. That burned you. Mostert. I mean, they just got down and they just didn't run the ball. Still RB2. Insane. 31 years old. Killing it. Gibbs shows up. How does that make you feel, Ryan? Yeah, no kidding. And then you got the guy who's probably could be 101 right now. It's a toss up. It's hard between for me McCaffrey or him. I probably would lean McCaffrey just because the guy scores a lot of fucking touchdowns. But I get somebody wanting Hill. But him and Jefferson are equal. But it's like, do you want a guy who can all of a sudden put up 38, put up 50? I should have mentioned that one. Won you that week. So this guy's absolutely incredible, and he can be right there. Olave, I expect a little more this year, but Derek Carr kind of sucks. Or yeah, that is insane. Were they some shit targets? Kincaid showing up, and he's gonna continue to show up. And I was trying to send you a trade, and I think you were smart to decline it. I was sending Mark Andrews and a few others, but I think Kincaid is gonna be a top three tight end this year, the rest of the year. Sorry. Uh, don't even. He'd probably easily be top three, honestly. But going forward, no knocks. The guy's a stud. He's on a great offense. And don't get me wrong, Sam Laporta is right up there. Jacoby Myers. Um, I think he does really well when Jimmy plays, but it's like that guy. Oh, okay, well that's good. 13 targets. Puka! Talk about, dude, you got a couple flyers on your team. That's wild. Number 4, dude. Guy is just crushing it. 1 week of fucking 6. That's crazy. Oh, God, yeah. Of course, you lost Joe Burrow. Jeez. Cam Akers coming back around. Might be the starter in the Vikings offense. So back to Hines' team. Does have the Cowboys defense. Forgot about that. Still think they're a top defense to have. That's going with defenses. They're hit or miss. I mean, fuck. They somehow got tooled by like Arizona. So that shit was weird. Uh, Obviously, I don't care about kickers. Kickers are kickers. Stevenson, White though. White, don't care for him that much. Don't think he's a great RB. However, he gets catches. He is like, I think he's tied with CMC. It's fucking wild. Stevenson, I think is a great RB. The Patriots suck. He actually had a good week. Great RB too. Jonathan Taylor, don't think highly of him. Don't think you necessarily have an RB1, but these guys, yes you do, because Eaton is an RB1. I didn't think he was going to be. Everyone was talking down on this guy. Most carries in the league, I think, and the dude is just scoring. It looks like. Jonathan Taylor. I mean, look at those 4 running backs, 4 core. That's wild. I like George Pickens. You don't have a receiver one. That's what I was trying to say. But you have 2 solid twos, and you got a little bit of a bench. I thought. Don't care for. Oh, it was just Burks. Burks is okay. So definitely hurting maybe there at the receivers, but still that core, those 2 receivers with those running backs and tight end. I like your team a lot. That's also why you're number 1 in the league at this point. For some reason this fucking web doesn't have it. It would show putting that one. Oh, is it this? So it just does division. Yeah, there you go. I mean, he is one. So right now, me and Hines fading off. That's not great. Show standings. Right. Anyway, fellas, we found out that he is a fraud. We found out that he might be a fraud, and we also found out that Bijan just won't play for no reason at all. And I'm sure being an Atlanta Falcons fan is great. That's all I have this week. Ryan made it. We'll be back next week, and I can't wait to see early. I can't wait to see how much more of a fraud you are. 4-4, baby. Let's go.